Hello and welcome to our first assembly of 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. First of all, I have some sad news. I'm going to be leaving James Gillespie's primary school in April, and I'm going to be moving to another job in a different part of Scotland. So I'm really sad about that, but I'm also looking forward to a new job and new challenges. And the exciting thing for you is that you will be getting a new head teacher, and I wonder who that will be. The City of Edinburgh Council will be trying to find a new head teacher very soon, and as soon as we know who that is, I'll let you all know. First of all, I'd also like to remind everybody just to tidy the library before you leave. We have some very, very hard-working parents who come into the library every week to try and make sure that all of the books are ready for you to borrow. And what we need to make sure is that you tidy up before you leave. So before you go, have a good look around, pick any books up, make sure that any rubbish that's lying around is put in the bin, and make sure that the bean bags are stacked up in the corner. That would be really helpful for our librarians. Some exciting news. Next week, we will be starting our Scots Language and Culture 2 weeks, which Mrs. O'Neill organises every year. And there will be 3 competitions that you can enter. So your teachers will give you more of the details. I'm going to be emailing them quite soon with some of the details. But primary 1 to 7 children can make a Scottish drawing or painting or piece of art, maybe a model, it's up to you. And then there will be winners from each class who will get special Scottish certificates. Then there's a Scottish poetry competition for children primary 1 to 7. And there are some nice book prizes for this one, and all of the books are in Scots language. And you can learn a poem, and then there will be winners in each class too. We hope to film the winners and show them at an assembly. And we also hope to take photographs of all the winning art and show that at an assembly too. And then the final competition is for children in primary 5, 6 and 7. And this is where you produce a piece of writing in Scots language. And again, there will be winners with special school winner certificates. So I look forward to hearing all your Scottish poetry, seeing all your Scottish art, and reading your Scots language writing as well. So it's New Year, and this year in China, it is the year of the tiger. 2022 is the year of the tiger. So we are just going to watch a short movie that explains all about Chinese New Year and why we have different animals for different years in Chinese New Year.
It was coming up to the new year. 12 animals were arguing. There was a rat, an ox, a tiger, a sheep, a rabbit, a dragon, a snake, a dog, a horse, a rooster, a monkey, and a pig. They thought the new year should have a name. They were arguing because each animal wanted the year to be named after himself. There was such a noise that they disturbed the Jade Emperor.
Oh, whatever is the matter with you animals?
Jade Emperor asked. One by one, they explained their problem. The Jade Emperor thought it over.
I've got an idea,
he said.
Can you see that big river? Why not have a race across it? We can name this new year after the winner of the race.
All the animals agreed that this was a good idea, but each one secretly thought that they would be the winner. They all hurried to the river and lined up for the race.
Ready, steady,
go! With a mighty splash, the animals leapt into the river and started swimming as fast as they could towards the other side. Now, the rat wasn't the best swimmer, but he was the cleverest animal. He saw that the ox was going to win the race, so swam as fast as he could and grabbed hold of the ox's tail. He climbed up the tail and onto the ox's back. Just before the ox reached the other side of the river, the rat leapt over his head onto the bank. "Hooray! I'm the winner!" he squeaked. "Hard luck, ox," laughed the Jade Emperor. "You're very strong, but Rat was too clever for you this time. We will call this year the Year of the Rat. Ox, you were second, so next year will be the Year of the Ox." One by one, the other animals finished the race. "Oh, well done," said the Jade Emperor. "We will name a year after each of you, in the same order that you finished the race."
Find out when we add new clips.
So that was the story of why in China we have a different animal's name for each year. And in China and in lots of countries around the world, including our country, at New Year time, people make special promises to themselves and to other people. And these promises are called New Year's resolutions. So this year, all across the world, children in schools are thinking about what an ideal future, what a perfect future might look like. And can we make promises to ourselves or to other people that would help bring about a perfect future? So all over the world, children in schools are thinking about New Year's resolutions that are about me, my family and friends, about my school, about my local community or city, and about my world. So I want you to have a think about what you could maybe promise yourself or other people that would help make the world a better place in the future. So for example, thinking about me, yourself, you might leave a positive message for someone else to find. You might listen carefully to other people when they're speaking. You might let someone know why you appreciate them, why you like them so much. You might contact a friend or a relative that you haven't spoken to for a while and have a nice chat with them. You might smile at people more. You might give kind comments to people like, "I like your new haircut," or "I like your new glasses," or something like that. And you might accept somebody else's opinion when it's different from yours. So if somebody disagrees with you about something, you might just say, "Well, I accept that you disagree and I accept your view." So you might make those kinds of promises to yourself to try and be kinder to other people. Maybe for your local community, for your city or your school, you might decide to do one of the things on the screen. You might make a nice picture and give it to somebody. You might help with a beach litter pick or a cleanup of a local park. You might try and shop in your local shops rather than the big supermarkets so that the local shop owners can earn a bit more money. You might do something like give food to a food bank when you're doing your shopping with your grown-ups. You might want to give away some of your books or toys or clothes to a local charity shop so that other children can have them. So there are lots of things that you could do to make our city a better place in the future. At school, there are lots of things you could promise to do. You might learn some words in other languages so that you can speak to other children who speak other languages. You might tell someone if you know about bullying. That would help people. You might be a friend for another pupil, a younger pupil, or just somebody who's new and doesn't really know many people yet. You might talk or play with someone that you don't know very well and that needs somebody to talk to or needs somebody to play with. Or you might design a picture or a welcome pack for somebody new who's going to be starting in your class. So there are lots of New Year's resolutions you could think of for your school. And then thinking about our world, there are some promises that you could maybe make about our world. You could maybe put together a school assembly to teach everybody about how to make our world a better place, maybe something to do with climate change or not dropping litter or being kind to animals or whatever it is. So you could maybe get together with your friends and put a little assembly clip together and we could show that at assembly. You might be really good at looking after part of the playground, maybe picking up anything that's lying around and putting it away or putting it in the bin if it's rubbish. You might try and walk or cycle more so that there's not so much air pollution. You might ask your grown-ups if you can eat less meat or less dairy, because that helps our environment a lot. There are lots of things you could try and do and promise to make the world a better place. And I really like this quote, and it's from a very famous leader called Mohandas Gandhi. And the quote is, "You may never know what results come from your actions, but if you do nothing, there will be no results." So have a think about what that means. You might never know what results come from your actions, but if you do nothing, there will be no results. So maybe have a little chat in class and try and work out what that actually means, and you can pause the assembly while you're having a chat. Okay, so lots of good ideas about what this means. It means if we don't do anything, nothing improves. So maybe make a promise to yourself to try and improve one thing, maybe about yourself, about our school, about our city, or about the world, and then see if you can make that thing happen over the next few weeks. Maybe it's something you could speak to your teacher about. Maybe you would like to do something in class time with all of your friends and make a promise as a class to try and do one of those things to make a better future. So you can put your ideas on this, if you like, in class, and your teacher can freeze the assembly, maybe snapshot this, and then you could put some of your drawings or words around this. And then through the year, you could come back to it and see if you managed to make any of your promises come true. So this year, Chinese New Year is on the 1st of February. And there's a little film here that just teaches us a little bit more about Chinese New Year and the sorts of things that might happen in China and other countries that celebrate the Lunar New Year. So let's watch this movie and find out a bit more about Chinese New Year and think about 2022, the year of the tiger.
新年快乐! Happy New Year! Join us as we explore Lunar New Year, a holiday that dates back thousands of years. Today we'll travel to China to explore the rich traditions that have been passed down from generations to celebrate the holiday. Another year of good fortune is beginning in China. Fireworks pop high in the sky, dragons dance in the streets, and the city slows down to celebrate Lunar New Year. In Chinese culture, it's the most important time of the year, rooted in traditions and customs passed down through the ages. The celebration lasts for 15 magical days full of family togetherness, delicious food, and good fortune. Today, Lunar New Year is filled with happiness. But according to legend, it didn't start out that way. A long, long time ago in China, there was a big, scary, nasty beast named Nian, whose name means year. He had razor-sharp teeth, giant claws, and a really mean growl. Most of the time he lived in the wilderness, but on the darkest night of the year, when the new moon was in the sky, he would sneak into the village and scare everyone in sight, even the animals. People dreaded the new moon for many, many years, until a wise man taught them the 3 things Nian was afraid of: loud noises, fire, and the color red. The next time Nian came, the villagers fought back. They hit their drums as loud as they could, lit every firecracker they had, and wore the color red from head to toe. Nian ran far away and never came back. After that, the people started celebrating the new moon instead of fearing it. That celebration became a 15-day festival of family, food, and good fortune called Lunar New Year. Every Lunar New Year is always represented by one of 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac, chosen by the Jade Emperor of China centuries and centuries ago. According to legend, a long time ago in China, the Jade Emperor held a great race. The first 12 animals to reach his palace would be the winners, and they would each get a year named after them in their honor. During the race, the ox was winning until he had to cross a rushing river. The rat was right behind him and couldn't swim very well. So the kind ox let the rat ride on his back. As soon as they got to the other side, the rat jumped off and scurried to the finish line to win the race first. That's why the first year in the Chinese zodiac calendar is the year of the rat. 11 other animals reached the palace to create the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac. It's said that the animal your birth year is named after can shape your personality and destiny. You might be honest like a dragon or smart like a monkey. When your animal takes its turn in the zodiac cycle, legend has it that your year will be full of surprises. But no matter which animal you are, everyone is excited to honor these ancient traditions, even in modern New Year celebrations. Today, Lunar New Year brings families together all over the world. In fact, billions of people travel back to their homes and families in China to feast on a delicious reunion dinner with plates and plates of homemade food. Many of the foods like egg rolls, noodles, and shrimp mean something special. Egg rolls symbolize wealth for the coming year because they look like bars of solid gold. Chow mein noodles shouldn't be cut because long noodles symbolize health for a long life. Shrimp symbolizes happiness because the Mandarin words for shrimp and smile sound very similar. As part of the festivities, lucky red envelopes called hongbao are passed out to children as well as unmarried adults. In Chinese culture, the color red symbolizes luck. In order to receive the red envelopes, well wishes are given to the elders. Thank you, Grandpa. Money is inside each envelope to bring prosperity and good fortune in the coming year. During all 15 days of Lunar New Year, it is a time to reflect on the passing year and celebrate the future. Bright fireworks light up the sky, and huge parades line the streets until the final day of the New Year celebration, the Lantern Festival, when thousands of red lanterns glow in the night to bring good fortune to all. No matter where you live, you can join the festivities, whether it's one reunion dinner with your family or 15 days of celebrating togetherness. Lunar New Year is open to everyone. We invite you to learn more and join the celebration at Panda X.
So that was interesting. It told a slightly different version of the story, and it also taught us how some people might celebrate Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year in China. So there is a song to finish today's assembly, and your teachers will have the link in an email. There's a different song for nursery and primary 1, and a different song for primary 2 to 3, and a different song for primary 4 to 7. But if you want to try one of the harder songs, that's absolutely fine. Basically, it's a song all about Chinese New Year. So have a go at trying to join in with some of the words. And what we might do is go to my favorite one, which is Gong Shi. And this is a Chinese New Year song. So let's see if we can get this. Okay, so you can try one of those songs and hopefully you can join in even some of the Chinese words. You might be able to read the words and sing them, or you might just be able to listen and learn some of the words by listening to them. So that's the end of our assembly. Happy New Year, everyone, and I hope you enjoy singing the Chinese New Year song, and we'll see you again at next week's assembly. Bye for now.